radio. Shout it.
Blessing.
Let's get straight to it though, man. Classic music, thought-provoking music. Known for that, man. I mean, what was it like jumping off the porch with that hip hop? You and them one getting busy out here, man.
Yeah, man. Good times, man. You know, we have actually. I grew up in Tallahassee, Florida.
Yeah.
And then we moved to Brooklyn to make it happen. You know, with the music.
Mm-hmm.
And so by the time we did our record and linked up with Lord Jamar, Loud Records, and that was the last record we did before we finished the album.
Yeah.
So it just came like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, how was it hooking up with Lord Jamar early in the game?
Oh man, it was right on time, man, because we was homeless. We had them ran out the little money we stacked up to go to New York.
Yeah.
And it was like give up on the our mission.
Yeah.
Or and so we had to stick it out. And then one day we ran into Jay. Yeah. Him and Jay Rue the Damager was in Brooklyn blowing a spliff, and we was like, yo, Brand Nubian gonna relate. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? And sure enough, man, he was like, come to the studio, and we started working on music and connected the dots. So that was divine,
When it comes to making thought-provoking music, I mean, y'all get busy with that. What was it that made y'all choose that lane to go down? Because a lot of folks, they'll go pop, they might go street, they might go gangster. Yeah. But as far as having something that's thought-provoking, that's a little edgy, really, in hip-hop sometimes, especially at that time also.
Yeah, we just follow what we had to say, man. That's just the experiences we've been through. It touched on a lot of different things. Like we've been through just loving hip hop and the parties. You know what I mean? We done seen the streets. We done been involved in losing people in the families. Crack epidemic hit the block. Yeah. But we also got hip to the Black Panther Party, and we started looking at back in the 90s and whatnot, police was shooting us just like they doing now. And so all them things, teenagers just coming in, the knowledge of self, that was our unique voice. You know what I mean? So we ain't really know what genre or what to put it in, you know what I mean? We just wanted to come with some real, and we felt like that was the only record we was gonna ever get to make. So we wanted to be 1,000% real,
That's cool. I mean, first album, Let's Get Free.
Yep.
What was it like getting together, putting that thing out?
Oh man, it was like I said, it was a lot of years. That one, the first album that you make, it be your whole life.
Story. You
know what I mean? So we, our goals with that was to create our own sound. You know what I mean? To the soundscape. Where we come from, our tempo, our pace.
That's right.
At that time, a lot of stuff was the club, the shiny suit, or whatever, and we enjoyed that. But our space was something slightly different.
That's
what I
right.
mean? So we wanted to have an album that we felt like was well rounded as far as our lifestyle, and so there's stuff about education and training and diet and psychology and what I mean, the dope game and just everything that was the holistic picture. A lot of times people tell you about the dope game but they don't tell you the whole picture.
Exactly.
Or they tell you about the party but they don't tell you the whole when you go wake up tomorrow. You know what I mean? And now it's back to work. You know what I mean? So we just wanted to be holistic,
Sounds like propaganda, man. Still relevant to this day though. And see, that's one thing about it. When you get in there and you make that honest music, a lot of time it's also timeless music.
Yeah.
What was it that made y'all say, you know what, how do you feel with some of that music still being relevant today when you spoke about it back then and it's still going on today?
Yeah, man. I don't take no credit for that because it was timeless as we was learning it and speaking. Our condition as people been what it's been for the longest, man. So the fact that it's just if more of us spoke about the real, it'd seem like everybody's prophetic.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But we cause life's so real, a lot of times we use our art to escape. You know what I mean? We don't want to hear about the bills and all that. When we out, we trying to get away from that.
Exactly.
So we create fantasy music, to help us kind of cope.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And that's cool, you know, but sometimes, you know, you got to Curtis Mayfield that thing and bring the real.
Exactly, because like I tell folks all the time, when it comes to conscious music, that is the music that gets you through a bad day. When you get in your car, you don't feel like shining because you might not have been shining that day. You see what I'm saying? You might have been struggling that day, and you want to get in the car and have somebody relate to that struggle with you.
Radio Shout.